Hello, hello. Appreciate everybody coming through, watching the channel. We on YouTube, a couple other places. But I wanted to talk about this Marvin, not Marvin. What I'm talking about. His name is Marvin Winans, and it was a clip of him. A lady, she brought an offering up front, and he kind of scalded her, saying that those weren't the instructions that he had gave her, which was just a partial clip of the video. I got the whole clip right here. Now I wanted to discuss it, and then too, I wanted to see how many people still regularly attend church, and if you do, why, and if not, then why don't you attend church anymore? And I just wanted to get into that. So if y'all could answer the poll that I got in the chat section up top, make sure y'all answer that poll. Also, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and I really would appreciate that for me. So let's check this clip out. Then we'll check out the other clip of him scalding one of his congregants. But this preceded that, just so y'all can have full context.
We're going to do this a couple of ways. Those that have the 1,000 + 1, that means you're coming with your 1,000 that you're giving, plus you've asked someone else to give. Now you don't have to stop at 1,000, and we're going to deal. So in other words, if you say, Pastor Winans, I'm coming with my 1,000 plus another 3,000, then you'll say that. You understand? And if you didn't get the +1, but you maybe came with $250, you're going to come say that this is my 1,000 plus 250. You with me? And we're going to go all the way down. So I need you, in order for this to work, I need you to come when you're called with the offering that you're bringing.
So he kind of gave some instructions on what he wanted to do, but this is actually what the lady came down and did.
I, Roberta McCoy, given faith and stand in unity with the vision of perfecting church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000,
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
So I mean, you see right there. So y'all let me know. Like, I got my thoughts about it. Me personally, uh, I've been in churches like this before. I understood the instructions and whatnot, but still, I think for me, it's like this is one of the reasons why I don't attend churches, because a lot of these pastors now, it's more so just about money. I don't care what they say. They can say, well, the church needs money to run. Of course the church needs money to run, but you asking for $2,000-3,000 per person, and if they don't follow your instructions, then it's like this is some big deal. I mean, why couldn't he have just said, you know, you kind of out of order, ma'am. I wanted the, the people with the most to come down first, and then, fall in line behind them, and so on and so forth. But instead, he scalds her. It could have just been as simple as like, hey, you did the best you could. I appreciate what you gave to the church. I appreciate what you're doing. Appreciate the offering. Thank you. But and then just proceed to, hey, if y'all could line up like this, anything. I mean, it didn't have to be like that. And this is one of the reasons that a lot of people quit going to church. For another reason is it's a dollar amount. I remember going to church. I used to go to a little backwoods church too that my grandpa used to preach at, but I mean, it was never a certain dollar amount that anybody had to bring up. It was more so just bring what you have, whatever you want to offer. I remember my grandma used to give me a quarter to put in the plate. It's just something to put in the plate. It's not like Okay, if you bring in 50, just don't even bring it because we asked for 100. Don't even come down here. It was never like that. Now it's like all of these dollar amounts. I used to work at a church where people would literally run to the altar and throw money, literally throw money at the altar, like for the offering. And they would, have the little, they be screaming and speaking in tongues and all of those different things. But when I'm saying I'm working at the church, I used to do audio, so I used to sit in the house, and the house was at the top, at the back, so you could see the crowd. And this was a mega church in Houston, so you could see the crowd, you could see the pastor, you could see everything, right? And I could just see people just running up there, and it was specific dollar amounts that these preachers was asked for, and the community that the church was in was a really a low, I won't say a low income, but it wasn't this just this rich community. It was just a regular urban community. And I promise you not, he would always ask for at least $1,000, even on the envelopes. Y'all remember the church envelopes that had the offering on there? The church, they would say, you know, what is your amount? Is this an offering? Is this tithes? Whatever it is, right? They didn't even do that. It was like first seed offering, second seed offering, third seed offering, fourth seed offering, daily. It was all of these different offerings on there, and then you had to hit a check box for the dollar amount, like 50, 100, 1,000. And I'm just thinking, man, is this only about money? What are we doing here? What are we doing? Tim says Pastor Marvin don't understand what he did was going to make him go viral for all the wrong reasons. Yeah, he says the same pastor went viral years ago for telling a mother that he wouldn't dedicate her newborn baby because she had the baby out of wedlock. I remember that. But that was something that I did agree with because look, it's certain things in church that we got to get back to, but that money thing isn't the thing that should make or break somebody in church. Like, don't y'all realize that a lot of people don't even go to church because they almost feel as if they can't afford to go to church? They're like, damn, they're gonna be asking for this, and I ain't got it, and everybody is gonna be getting up, and I'm just gonna have to sit right here and look crazy. And now everybody knows I don't have the money. Do people not realize little things like that go on? You start to alienate people. You start to make people feel weird. You start to make people feel as if, you know, well, if you don't make enough, you don't need to go to this church. You need to go to the church down the street where, it's ran down. The preacher drives a 85 Toyota Corolla. That's what you need. You don't need to be up here because where this church is, I need to survive. I need my money. I need my house. I need my cars. I gotta look good every Sunday. I gotta smell good. And if you can't get with that, you need to get out of here. And that's what a lot of this crap is turned into. But like I say, I gave y'all the full context of the video. Y'all saw the pastor give his instructions, which I understood his instructions, and obviously the lady didn't follow his instructions. But it shouldn't have been as big of a deal as he kind of made it out to be. Now he didn't just turn it into this huge ordeal, but the way that he came at her was like, okay, you can just take this. This ain't what I asked for. You need to get back in line, whatever. Like, for one, do we even need to know each person and how much they give in the church? Like, why is that something that they've gotten into? Every person to come down, get up. I'm gonna give you the mic. You're gonna say, I gave 3,000 plus this. I gave 1,000 plus this. I gave 500 plus this. I gave 200 plus this. We don't need to know that. I'm telling you, when I didn't know how much some people was giving because I used to ask my daddy because he was a head deacon. Like he like, yeah, some people they put in a couple $100. Some people put in $1,000 or whatever. But I never knew that. That's why they had the envelope so you could, put whatever you wanted to in there and nobody would know. It was just for everybody in the church to see, like, okay, now they want everybody to know, like, okay, this person, okay, they give 3,000. You see, sister so and so, yeah, she got that money. You see, and it turns into that type of thing too, where yeah, look, I gave $5,000 and they trying to outdo each other. You got that kind of shit going on in church. Tim say pastor got bad timing, especially considering the SNAP benefits for many is ending soon. Yeah, you got the SNAP benefits ending. You got a lot of people up here talking about they finna start stealing and whatnot, which is crazy to me. But yeah, this situation here is like, and this is why I wanted to know: do you still attend church or not? If you do, tell me why. If you don't, tell me why as well. I told you why was this was part of it. And like I say, once I started working in churches, started working behind the scenes, I really, really, before that, I was getting away from it. But once I started working behind the scenes with the audio and just dealing with people on a daily basis from the church, I didn't like them. I don't like them. I don't like the way they fake. I don't like the perception that they try to give, and uh, besides who they really are, it's crazy to me, right? And so I can remember going to this church, and I think I've told y'all these stories before, where it was even a pastor who, you know, it came out that he was gay, or he had some allegedly had some homosexual things going on behind the scenes. Uh, it was times where I used to have to take him his mic when in his study, and he didn't want to shake my hand, things like that, like he was too good to speak or touch the help. That's what it felt like. It felt like we was just the help, and he was like, "Nah, I'm not. I can't be shaking hands with the commoners. You people are beneath me. Y'all ain't nothing to me." That's how it felt. And then the offering thing, as I said, which was totally ridiculous. Uh, I started seeing churches with assigned seating based on how much you was giving. Like, okay, you was a big giver, so you automatically got this seat right here. The rest of y'all way in the back. Then I started to see over time how preachers would talk to the congregation. I mean, talk to people crazy. And I understand that these pastors have to be leaders because, like I said, I grew up in the church with my grandpa, and these guys, the old school, they were really leaders. Like, they really commanded people to do certain things in the church. And I want sister so and so to do this and brother so and so to do this, which is cool and which is fine. But a lot of them got to the point where they almost felt like they're God. They're gonna control everything that you need to do. They're gonna make the decisions for you on a daily basis. And I didn't like that. I had to get away from that type of thinking. It was like to the point where it's just like you start to question things. You know what I'm saying? You really start to question what's going on. It starts to make you wonder if all of this was real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I can't explain it. Well, I could, but I'm not gonna get that deep into it. It's just one of those things where you have to kind of start looking into other things for yourself, and when you do, some of this stuff it makes sense. I mean, they're good teachings and uh, great stories, but the stories are a lot of times metaphors. You know what I mean? They're metaphors. There's symbolism in them. They're telling you ways to conduct your life, which is I don't have a problem with. Like a lot of the stories and the symbolism and the anecdotes and whatnot that's going on. Once you understand them, you understand that's okay. This is life. This is how life is. It's not a big deal. But you get to a point where you're like, some of this, it's not, these are not actual people. Now, I know that's controversial for me to say that, but you can get to a point where you like, I don't know if some of these people existed. I don't know if any of these people existed. I think these are just metaphors. You know what I mean? It's almost as if, different stories. Like, hmm, they just tell you things of where to conduct your life. Like, the tortoise and the hare, stuff like that. Like it just tells you that, hey, don't think that you're the smartest, you're the most beautifulest person, and that just is gonna automatically make you win the race. That's not true. You got to work hard. You got to keep going, like the tortoise did. You got to keep pushing along. That's gonna win you the race. Not just being the best, the smartest. uh thinking you're more clever than everybody. That's not gonna win you the race. Usually the person who just keeps persevering, keeps doing what they need to do on a daily basis, day in and day out, they usually win the race over the long haul. Now, the other person may win in the beginning and things may look good, but when it comes down to it, are you gonna win in the end? Nah, that other person is gonna be the one that's sitting on top of the mountain. You're gonna be looking crazy. Dark can say, "What up, bro? The nerve of this pastor, bro. If the amount that lady brought to him didn't meet the request of giving, why didn't he give her a bread back?" I don't know. Some of this stuff, I don't understand it. That's why I say these preachers they're like so cocky at this point that they feel as if they're God, in my opinion, or they feel as if they're like your benevolent leader at all times. You need to let me know when you walk out the house, when you come to church, how you come to church. It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And for full context, for I see a few people have showed up. I want to show y'all actually what he said in the beginning, which is something that I somewhat understand, but still.
We're going to do this a couple of ways.
What
Those that
drop it?
have the 1,000 plus one, that means you're coming with your 1,000 that you're giving, plus you've asked someone else to give. Now you don't have to stop at 1,000, and we're going to deal. So in other words, if you say, Pastor Winans, I'm coming with my 1,000 plus another 3,000, then you'll say that. You understand? And if you didn't get the plus one, but you maybe came with $250, you're going to come say that this is my 1,000 plus 250. You with me? And we're going to go all the way down.
Appreciate it,
So
truck
I
driver.
need you, in order for this to work, I need you to come when you're called with the offering that you're bringing.
All day. I like when truck driver come through. You already know what time it is over here. You already know what time it is over here when you throw them flags up. Shit. We all USA all day over here. I don't care what nobody say. Hey, look, when you come to this channel, we ain't on that. Oh, what happened to my video? Hold on, y'all. Did my video go out? To my camera over there. Am I back? Okay, I'm back. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on with my camera. Who knows? But yeah, y'all see, and y'all got the full context of what he was saying. Then also, let me go ahead, just so y'all get this one too. Play the other clip.
I, Roberta McCoy, give in faith and stand in unity with the vision of perfecting church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000,
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
Like what? Man, like this. Like I couldn't be somebody who go to church now because I'd have been like, nigga, what? Y'all tripping up in here. That ain't what I asked you to do. She just came with $1,200. And you want her to get in some type of special line and you want it to look pretty and shined up and fancy. For what? Like what is you getting out of that? Is it about the presentation or is it about helping people or helping the church out and doing this for the Lord? What is it about? That's how you know a lot of this crap is more so about the presentation. I want it to look good. I want everything to be in a certain type of fashion. So what? It's an offering. And especially if you got them coming up there and telling you what they're bringing. It don't even matter what order you're in. If y'all just the preacher used to be like this. Uh we're gonna do an offering. You gonna give an offering on this side, y'all line up against the wall and proceed down this way and come to the plate. On this side, y'all line up against the wall and y'all come around. It was just simple instructions, bro. Just simple instructions. Now I need you. Okay, I want y'all to get on the wall. $100 first, $50 first, $20 first, and now everybody trying to move or maneuver. How much you get? Okay, I got $1. Okay, you got to go to the back. Like, so what? This shit don't make no sense no more. It's crazy. Tim say the media won't say the Democrats shut down the government, but if it was the other way around, they would. Yeah, it definitely would. But we see who looking like the fool. Dark King say, why the complex instructions? Exactly. Who makes an issue of the amount being given that it wasn't what I asked for you to do and y'all not listening? Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's an offering. That's all. It's just an offering. Just take it. That ain't what I asked. That ain't what I asked. I said the $2,000 people first, and the $4,000 people should be before them. And what is up with these increments? 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Like, nigga, what if nobody would have came up there? Then he would have been looking. He'd have pulled this little stunt right here.
And they understand the cost that is involved. There's 1,000 of you. We all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant.
See? They gonna tell you how to spend your money. That's what I'm saying. That's bro. I can't do the church thing no more. Now they telling niggas how to spend their money. This the funny thing. They ask for all this money, and then these same people who've been giving the churches money, they come back in there and ask for some help. They get on hard times. Guess what they gonna tell them? You need to pray on it. Well, Pastor, I just need $50. My light bill this month. I'm behind. I got a couple of kids. I don't want them to cut my lights off. You need to pray on it. Or well, we're gonna have to get over here and we're gonna have to ask the pastor and we're gonna have to sign off on this and do this and make sure. And then we gotta blast it to the whole church and tell them we've been helping you out. Like, what? Mr. Close the doors. Yeah. Charles say, do you have the clip where he showed that he couldn't add when somebody gave him like 1,175 and then 825 or something like that, and he said it was only 800. Oh man, I know he couldn't add, and man, if he don't get the hell out of here. Okay, hold on, let me see if I can find it. You gotta be kidding me, bro. You gotta be kidding me. It's that same pastor. Is it the same pastor? I wonder why this ain't showing up. It's not showing up. Y'all can see me on YouTube. Yeah, it's pulling up. Yeah, I'm trying to get to 1,000. I'm trying to get to 1,000 truck drivers. As soon as I get to 1,000, you already know what time it is. It's it's crazy. It's hard getting to 1,000. Well, for me, I know some people it ain't that hard. It just depends on what you be talking about, and you gotta be like on certain topics. I'm all over the place to be honest with you. I'm one of these people. I'm all over the place. Nah, I can't see the clip. They ain't got it. They just keep showing the same clips. Yeah, nah, to get to get all of those subscribers, man. If you stay on one topic, like if you're gonna talk about men and women relationships, if you do that every day, you'll be straight. But see, I go men and women relationships, black topics, and then I start talking about black fatigue, and then I start talking about just random stuff, politics, and yeah, it gets that that kind of it kind of throws a monkey wrench. But it's all good. I tried to do one topic thing, but it's so hard because I get so bored talking about the same thing all the time. It's just boring. It is what it is. But no, I couldn't see. I couldn't find that clip, Charles. Yes, it's the same pastor in the same day. He asked for somebody to come up there with 1,000. They did it, and he couldn't. I just seen a bunch of clips of like that. Maybe I just went over because they all look the same. If you can find a clip, send it to me or put the link in the chat so I can click on it. Cause I don't see it. I see the same one. Not enough. Up 1,200, 2,000, 1,200. He wanted 2,000. It's the same woman. Yeah, it's the same clip over and over. Yeah, but if you can find it, let me know. Let me know. But I did try to pull up a few stats as to why people stop attending church regularly. Some of the reasons why people stop going that I pulled up from Chat GPT, it says disillusionment with institutional religion, scandals, financial, sexual, leadership misconduct, erode trust in the church as an institution. Yeah, I remember that a lot coming up as a kid. I remember a couple of times where a preacher was cheating on his wife or sleeping with somebody. I didn't know a lot of this until I got older, but when I was younger, it was happening because I don't know if y'all ever had an incident because this happened a few times where we would go to church and church would end early. I kind of really wasn't paying attention, but a pastor like resigned. Soon as church started, I didn't know what he was really talking about. And next thing I know, church was over with, and we got home, and everybody was like, just like, man, this is crazy. He just resigned, blah, blah, blah. But that happened a few times in my church where he just walked up there and said what he said, and that was it. And me, I'm a kid. I'm just glad to not be in church. I'm like, yes, it's over with. Yes, you know. But yeah, that was just one reason. Another reason was mismatch with social political values, especially among younger generations. Some feel the traditional church's stance on issues such as LGBTQ, gender roles, race, politics don't align with their views. We see that a lot in church now. You see a lot of churches that's pushing certain agendas. Really, some of them shouldn't. A lot of them, most of them shouldn't be doing this when they bring these politicians in the church because you can tell that they actually lean left or right, which is something that they really shouldn't be doing, especially if they're tax exempt and things like that. But it's like a lenience with it now because it goes on a lot and nobody really speaks on it or says anything about it. And I wonder, can this damn YouTube? You know what? Maybe I didn't even. You know what? I know what it is. I know exactly what it is. I know exactly what it is. I know exactly what it is, y'all. I know exactly what's going on. I know exactly what's going on. You know what? You know what? Sheesh. I'm gonna have to end this stream, but I'm finna pull it right back up. I'm gonna pull the stream right back up. So if y'all get on my page, it'll be right there. Y'all just gonna have to go back to it. I just gotta end it. I'm gonna come right back.